Hi friends, my name is Moktik Chattopadhyay. I have done my MSc from Chennai Mathematical Institute. I have qualified NEET and GATE multiple times. I am now working as a mathematics content writer in National Digital Library of India. So today I am going to discuss about relation. This is the first part of the chapter relation and mapping. And this topic will be covered by two videos. I will go till transitive relation in this video, and the second video will be on equivalence relation. Relation is the prerequisite of the concept of mapping, and set theory is the prerequisite of relation. So you must have knowledge about set theory to be able to understand this topic. If you forget the concepts of set theory, then you must go through first the chapter set theory. So okay, let's start. We need to know about Cartesian product. What is Cartesian product of A and B? The Cartesian product of A and B is the set of all pairs whose first components belong to A and the second component belongs to B. And Cartesian product of A and B is denoted by A cross B. The set builder form of the Cartesian product A cross B is written in this manner: A comma B such that A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Now any subset of this set A cross B is called relation from A to B. Can you name the set which consists of all relations from A to B? This is nothing but the power set of A cross B. Let's recall the concept of power set. You must have studied power set in set theory. Let's recall this concept. What is the power set of A cross B? The power set of A cross B is the set of all subsets of the set A cross B, and it is denoted by P of A cross B. What is a relation from A to B? Any element of the power set A cross B is called a relation from A to B. What is a relation in A? Any element of the power set of A cross A is called a relation in A. Now we will discuss about three types of relation in a set. Now we will discuss about three types of relations in a set. They are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. As I just told you, any relation in A is nothing but a subset of the Cartesian product A cross A, or an element of the set of power set of A cross A. These three concepts, reflexive, symmetric and transitive, are defined only on the relations which are the elements of the power set of the Cartesian product A cross A. Let's first understand what is reflexive relation. This is the first type. I hope you are fine with all the concepts I discussed so far. Please let me know in the comment section if you have any problem. So what is reflexive relation? The definition is here. A relation R in a set A is called reflexive if R contains this set IA is equal to A comma A such that A belongs to A. This set has to be contained in the relation. So if a set R or relation R, which is a subset of A cross A, contains all possible pairs whose first and second components are same, we will call this set R a reflexive relation in A, right? So let's understand this definition by some examples. Examples are very necessary. Examples will help you to understand this topic. Without examples you will not understand anything in this chapter, right? So examples are very necessary. So let's say B is equal to 1 to 3 and look at the relation R1. What is R1? R1 is 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 1 2. The relation R1 in B is reflexive as R1 contains the set IB. What is IB? IB is 1 1 2 2 3 3. As R1 is containing the set IB, that is why we are calling R1 a reflexive relation. But look at the set R2. This relation R2 is not reflexive. Can you tell me why? Because R2 is not having 3 3 3 comma 3. R2 is not having 3 comma 3. 3 comma 3 is missing in R2. That is why R2 is not containing IB. So R2 is not reflexive in the set B, but R1 is reflexive in the set B because R1 is containing IB while R2 is not containing IB. So I hope you understood the concept of reflexive relation. Let's move to the next type, symmetric relation. We call a relation symmetric relation if R contains pair of its every element. The pair of A1, A2 is A2, A1. Actually, I defined this. It is not a standard thing. This pair thing will help you to understand this topic, and this will make things easier for you. Let's understand this definition by some examples. Let's say B is equal to 1 2 3 and the relation R3 contains 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2 and 2 1. The relation R3 in B is symmetric. Can you tell me why the relation R3 is symmetric? Because R3 contains pair of its every element. What is the pair of 1 1? Pair of 1 1 is 1 1 itself. The pair of 2 2 is 2 2 itself. The pair of 3 3 is 3 3 itself. And the pair of 1 2 is 2 1 and the pair of 2 1 is 1 2. So pair of its every element is present in the set R3. That is why we are calling R3 a symmetric relation. But look at the relation R1. R1 is not having the pair of 1 2. R1 is not having the pair of 1 2. Since it does not have the pair of 1 2, that is why R1 is not a symmetric relation. So R1, now let's look at the relation R1. R1 is not having the pair of 1 2. That is why R1 is not a symmetric relation in B. So R1 is not a symmetric relation in B, while R3 is a symmetric relation in B. See, R3 is also reflexive because R3 is containing IB. What is IB? 1 1 2 2 3 3. R3 is containing IB. That is why R3 is symmetric and reflexive. And R1 is also reflexive, but R1 is failing to be symmetric. So next we will go to transitive relation, the next type. Now I will talk about transitive relation. Okay, so a relation R over a set X is transitive if for all elements A, B, C in X, whenever R relates A to B and B to C, then R also relates A to C. Let's understand this definition first. See, if the relation R follows this rule, we will call R a transitive relation. What is the rule? If we get a triplet in X such that whenever R relates first element to second element and second element to third element, then R also relates first element to third element. This is the rule. If this rule is followed by the relation R, then we will call R a transitive relation in the set X. Okay, let's understand this definition by some examples. Let's look at the relation V. What is B? B contains 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2 2 3 and 1 3. See, for this relation B, we are getting a triplet. We are getting a triplet 1 2 3 in the set B. In the set B, relation is B and the set is B. So for this relation B, we are getting a triplet 1 2 3 in the set B, whose first two elements and second two elements are related. 1 and 2 are related, 2 and 3 are related, and 1 and 3 are also related. That is why we are calling this relation B a transitive relation in B. Okay, now let's go to the next relation N. What is N? 1 1 2 2 3 3 1 2 2 3. This relation N is not transitive. Why? Because we are getting a triplet whose first two elements are related, second two elements are related, but first and third elements are not related. What is that triplet? That triplet is 1 2 3. N relates 1 and 2, 1 to 2. N relates 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, but 1 and 3 are not related by N. That is why the relation N is not transitive. So N is not transitive in the set B, but B is transitive in the set B. And now let's look at these relations. Let's look at the relation K. What is K? K is 1 1 2 2 3 3. See, for this relation K, we are not getting any triplet whose first and second element are related and second element relates to third element. We are not getting any such triplet. That is why we cannot say that this relation does not follow the rule. Does not follow the rule, I just told you. For the same reason, we can say that Z is transitive. Why K was transitive? Because we cannot say that K is not following the rule. We cannot say that K is not following the rule. That is why K is following the rule. Because we are not getting that kind of triplet whose first and second elements are related, second and the third element are related. We are not getting such triplet for the relation K, Z and W. That is why these three relations are transitives. Okay, that is all for today, and in the next video we will discuss about equivalence relation. Okay.